All right, so we are live now. So namaste, assalamu alaikum, sat sri akal, salam, shalom, dorud, and welcome to the Experience School Conversations with Inspiring Authors Sadhviji. Namaste.
Wonderful to be here. Namaste.
Yeah, thank you for making the time to be with us today. A lot of people are looking forward to listening into your story and know more about the concepts that you've shared with readers the world over in your books, and I'm looking forward to learning from those insights too.
Wonderful.
Yes. So as you know, we start all our programs. I start all my programs wherever in the world I go with Namaste, which is a word that originated in this part of the world, which is now called India. It's not really an Indian word or a Hindu word. It's a word which belongs to the entire universe. And what it basically means is that the God in me respects the God in you. The divine power in me salutes the divine power in you, and the unlimited potential in me recognizes the unlimited potential in you. And I first learned the meaning of this word around 2 decades ago. My name is Geronimo Jerry Almeida, and I'm your host. And I've not really grown up using the word because I was born in a family that practices Christianity. Personally, I don't practice any religion or believe in any God anymore, but I believe that the God is in the universe, is in the nature, and is in every living being. And that's what the word namaste and the gesture actually kind of packaged. And what it truly is that it's all life, leadership, and learning to learn lessons packaged in one word. And I've done several talks on this, but I wanted to greet you with that because I can feel the energy within you, which is kind of really inspirational to work with people and work with human beings and living beings. So as you know, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m., and we shifted the time today because of you, but we do it at 7:30 p.m. and we shifted it to 7 p.m. Every Sunday we have the cool conversations with inspiring authors, and it's called the Experience because that's the Rex Karmavir Global Fellowship that we created, an awards program to recognize real heroes. And we invite authors from three genres of books. The first genre being self-help, books which are all about personal development, personal transformation, self-awareness, books like what you write, books like what I write. The second genre is books which are autobiographies, biographies of great leaders, real heroes. Again, a genre in which I kind of specialize because I write real stories of real heroes who are very ordinary people, but who are doing extraordinary things to make a difference in our world. And the third genre that we focus on is books which kind of address issues that are plaguing our world, plaguing our society, plaguing our country, plaguing humanity, and plaguing planet Earth overall. So those are the three genres that we focus on, and we're very happy to have you today to share your spiritual journey and the journey of being Sadhviji.
Wonderful.
So
Happy to be here.
to begin with, Sadhviji, without further ado, the audience is waiting, and a warm welcome to everybody who's joined us on Facebook Live. I am your host for the evening, and I'm very sorry about the delay. The delay is not because of any tech issues or anything. We just ran a little late, and we apologize for that. But we hope you'll enjoy the entire experience today, the experience today with Sadhviji. So, Sadhviji, to begin with, we would like you to walk us through your journey of life, right from birth, maybe even pre-birth, to your childhood, to your youth, to your days when you were studying psychology, to now where you are being a spiritual seeker, a person who's immersed in spirituality, and as Sadhviji. So you have 9 minutes, but don't worry about the time. You can just kind of take your time and walk us through your story slowly because several people are waiting to listen into that. So the screen is yours exclusively. Over to you, Sadhviji.
It's been a very, very beautiful and very blessed journey. And obviously it would take a lot more than 9 minutes to go into all of the nitty-gritty details, but the point is those aren't what's important. What's important when we listen to someone's life, someone's experience, when we think of our own lives and our own experiences, it's not about just the plot and the details and the story of who said what to whom and then what happened. those are just like good, movies or TV shows that you really enjoy while you're in the midst of it. But it doesn't actually leave any kind of a lasting impression on you. The pieces that have the power to impact us, fortunately, don't require all of the nitty-gritty stories. So I was raised in California in a very beautiful situation. I had all of the privilege, all of the opportunity. It was really a very privileged situation. And whatever we are told by culture, by media, by society that one needs in order to have a successful, happy, meaningful life, I had that. The financial access, the educational access, all of the educational opportunities. I graduated from Stanford University. So I really had the very best that world offers us. And yet I was suffering a lot on the inside. I had experienced significant challenges and difficulties and even trauma in my early childhood. And as I grew, the ramifications of undealt with trauma started manifesting in my life. And I was really suffering. I was doing whatever in my mind I could do in order to alleviate that pain from my existence and my experience. But of course, it didn't work. And I finally, over the years, learned, this is still early 20s, I learned how to manage my life so that I wasn't moving through every minute and every moment with an experience of misery by any means. I was happy in whatever kind of shallow definition of happiness we had. And when I looked around me, everybody else I knew was also just managing their lives. So it seemed normal that I should also just be managing my life. And no one ever said to me, hey, by the way, there's actually something much higher, a much greater possibility for you than just managing your life. There's joy, there's bliss, there's peace, there's awakening, there's oneness. I didn't know that. So it wasn't something I was looking for because it wasn't something I knew existed. And I came to India at 25 with a backpack, a trip that I had agreed to go on only because I was a strict vegetarian. And I loved Indian food. And so I knew that I would be able to eat really happily in India. We got to Rishikesh. It was the first place we went. And of course, I'm fast forwarding. But as we'll talk about in a little while, my memoir has just come out this month, my newest book. It's a full memoir of my story called Hollywood to the Himalayas. So all of the pieces that I'm skipping over, that I'm fast forwarding through, you'll find all of those nitty gritty details of what I had experienced in early childhood, of the ways that I tried to address that, the ways that I suffered. All of those details in a longer story, you'll find all of that in Hollywood to the Himalayas. But staying with the story here in just a few minutes, so we arrive in Rishikesh because I had opened up a 500-page Lonely Planet guidebook in Delhi and said Rishikesh. So we get there and I stood on the banks of Mother Ganga. and had such a powerful experience of oneness with the divine, of opening. My heart was just blasted open. My whole way of knowing, way of living, way of being just opened. And I experienced in that moment this extraordinary oneness with God, with all of creation, with myself. And that was really the beginning of this extraordinary transformation. And I then, over the next 7 to 10 days, became very clear that I was supposed to stay there. I already knew that from the moment I had had this experience on the banks of Ganga. But over the next week, week and a half, and this, by the way, was still, we're in September 1996. So exactly 25 years ago. And over that 7 to 10 days, I had so many incredible experiences of literally hearing voices, of literally getting my feet stuck to the ground of the ashram. So I knew I was meant to stay. And finally, about a week later, I met my guru, His Holiness Puja Swami Chidananda Saraswati Ji, and began my life living at Paramarth Nikatan Ashram in Rishikesh, where I've had this extraordinary blessing to be a spiritual seeker, to be able to be in service, in seva of the ashram, of so many different projects and programs for women, girls, children, the environment, water, sanitation, hygiene, trees, climate change, people who are sick, all of that. And I have also, over the last maybe 15 years or so, but getting more and more as the years have gone by, had the opportunity to be a spiritual teacher, to be a vehicle through which teachings flow. And it's been such an extraordinary blessing. So those are my 9 minutes. And again, there's the full extraordinary story in Hollywood to the Himalayas, my new memoir. But that's the core of the transformation. And what I would end that with is, even though your physical journey may not be a journey from Hollywood to the Himalayas via Stanford, don't worry. The arc of the way of thinking, a shift in focus from what we think of as a Hollywood way of identifying, meaning you are your body, you are your color, you are your size, your shape, your race, your religion. That's kind of a Hollywood Western culture way of thinking. You are your bank account, you are your roles, your titles, your relationships. And then the Himalayan way of thinking, the Eastern way of thinking, the Indian way of thinking, the Vedic way of thinking, is a way that says you have a body, and the body has a size and a shape and a color, and it certainly has a history, but you're not the body. You're the soul. You're the spirit, your consciousness, your divinity. And so we shift our focus, and this is something that is available for everyone. And that's actually why I wrote Hollywood to the Himalayas. My life is in service, in seva. And to take hundreds of hours to write a book is not a joke. And of course, 100% of all of the proceeds, everything that comes in, every bit of it goes directly to the charitable programs, to the women, to the girls, to the children in the Himalayas. But nonetheless, to take all of that time was a huge feat, but I did it because I knew that that which I've experienced is something that's available for all of you, regardless of what the physical arc of your life may be. You can make that shift in thought, shift in patterns, and that will bring about your own healing and your own transformation.
That's been an amazing journey, Sadhviji. Thank you for sharing it with all the readers, all the participants who are watching this on Facebook Live, on all our pages, including your pages. We've shared it all over. And I'm so happy to know that you are giving 100% royalties from your books to charitable causes. That's exactly what we are doing with our books also, because our books, Karma Kari, it's all about karma, tell stories of real heroes. But before going forward, I want to articulate a few thoughts which I picked from what you shared of your journey, that you were managing your life earlier when you had everything materialistically which could actually make you happy. And a lot of people actually pursue happiness in the materialistic. There's even a movie called The Pursuit of Happiness, and it's a part of the American Constitution. And I always say that you cannot really pursue happiness in the external if it is not understood from the internal, because happiness is inside out, and neuroscience shows you that all the happy chemicals which are needed are within the brain itself, right? And I like that concept that, rather than managing your life, you need to move to leading your life to live a life which is more fulfilling, more gratifying, more which makes more contributions, which creates more impact, which creates more value for the world, for the society, and for humanity. So I think that's one great insight and a core insight which I picked from your story. The other insight that you spoke about is, how do you shift your focus from the external to the internal? And I would like to know more about that, because you also spoke about the soul. Now, the soul, as understood by many, is a very abstract concept. How would you make that concept of the soul tangible so that people can understand the practicality and the pragmatism of it?
So, the soul itself, of course, is not tangible in terms of something you can hold in your hands, which is the dilemma with modern science that tries to claim jurisdiction over not only that which can be weighed and measured and seen by its tools, but it tries to claim jurisdiction over everything. And of course, I'm a scientist. I've got a history in neuroscience, and I love science, and it excites me. But it has to understand where its jurisdiction begins and ends. The soul is that within us that is one with all. If you think about your life and you think about going back to the age of about 2, which is when most of us start saying I, me, mine, you had a sense of I. Then you fast forward to being 10 and 15 and 20 and 25 and 30 and however old you may be. You keep saying I, but the physical body keeps changing. The thought patterns keep changing. The roles in your life keep changing. What is it? What's consistent? And when you love another being, similar question, if you've loved somebody for more than 8 or 9 years, every single cell in their body has regenerated. So whether it's your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your child, your spouse, your best friend, if you've loved them more than 8 or 9 years, every cell of their body has changed since you've met them. So what is it that you love? What we love is essence. What we love is soul. And you can call it consciousness, you can call it spirit, you can call it, don't worry. There are, of course, if we were going to be doing this for another 3 weeks instead of 3 minutes, we could certainly get into the subtle esoteric differences here. But for the point of our lives, it doesn't matter. That which is not the body that which is not the physical body, not the size or shape or color, that which is consistent, that which when you drop deeply within, you feel it, you know it, you touch it, that which you love in other beings, that soul. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells us the soul is that which cannot be cut by knives, burned by fire, dried by the wind. It's never born, it never dies. And as you began with namaste, the divinity within me bows to the divinity within you. It's so beautiful because our physical bodies can connect with each other.
Very true.
Our intellectual minds can connect with each other. But if you're going to connect with someone's soul, someone's divinity, someone's essence, the only way to do that, you can't do it from your physical body or from your intellectual mind. You can only do that from your soul, spirit, divinity. And so as you drop deeply into that, just keep asking yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And we can touch it slowly. Just keep questioning. There's a beautiful meditation practice called Niti Niti. Not this, not that. I'm not my clothes. I'm not my blood. I'm not my skin. I'm not my bones. I'm not my organs. And you keep going. And I'm not my thoughts. Because, of course, thoughts are just chemical and electrical patterns of behavior in our brain, constantly changing. So you're not your thoughts. And slowly that experience of what you really are, that soul, that spirit, that consciousness, that divinity, it manifests. I mean, it's always been there, but it manifests in a way that you can recognize it and experience it. And that is the purpose of our lives, is to know who we are. As I began, managing your life is not the purpose. It's certainly better than not managing your life. But it's a phase, a step. First, you manage your life. You've got to get out of bed every day, have a shower, put food on the plate, go through your academic life or your career life so that there can be food on the table, whatever it may be. So you manage. But you don't stop at managing. Our highest purpose is to know who we are, to experience that. And that for me is the great gift and great blessing that I've been so blessed with in India. And now it's been 25 years since I've been there.
So thank you so much, Sadhviji, for sharing those thoughts about and your insights about the soul. And I of course have my own thoughts about it, but I'll save that for later because I want to dive deeper into your books. And as I was telling you earlier before we started, one of the reasons I started writing books around 2010 is when I started the journey and completed my first book. It took me almost 3 years of research because I write true stories of real heroes in our books. It's called the Karmakari book series. And these are very ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things to make a difference in the world.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I have to go. As I had mentioned to you that I had to go
Right.
at this time. So I've got probably about maybe like literally just a minute left. We just have to sit in a car and actually I have to be someplace. Otherwise, I would love to sit with you here all day long. But I'm so sorry to interrupt. I do have to.
All right. So I don't think we would be able to cover the concept of Hollywood because the whole idea was to do this over an hour. But anyway, so I wanted to go deeper into your books. But since you have to go in the next minute, any closing insights that you want to share with the audience?
Well, just in terms of the book, this is the book. You've got the slide, but I've got the
Right.
actual copy, and it is the full journey from Hollywood to the Himalayas that I have been so blessed to be taken on. And I've been so blessed to have these experiences, and it's been such a beautiful blessing to be able to share it with the world, to be able to take people on the very exciting spiritual adventure of the young white privileged academic from California who becomes a disciple and renunciant and nun and spiritual teacher in India. The ecstasy, the expansion, and the challenges. So I really look forward to all of your thoughts on it. I wrote it for you. So after you get it, after you read it, please share. Share on Facebook, share on the Amazon page for the book. You can get it on Amazon.com. Share there. Share on our website. There's a website called hollywoodtothehimalayas.com, and you can see everything about the book. You can download chapters. You can share there, hollywoodtothehimalayas.com, or share here on social media anywhere. But do share, because I really want to hear how it impacted you, how it brought you healing and transformation. And I'm so sorry to have to leave, and maybe
No,
we
not
can
not
do
to worry,
this.
Sadhvi
We
ji,
can do
because
this maybe another
we
time in a
yeah
longer
not
way.
to worry. We had said this for an hour, but the audience will be disappointed. But I appreciate that you have to go, and the audience should get your book From Hollywood to the Himalayas and read it. So thank you so much, and namaste once again. Take care and stay safe.
So beautiful to be together with you. And I'm sorry, I thought that our team had properly communicated that I would just have half an hour, but so sorry for that. And we
Oh,
can
not to
certainly
worry.
do it
It's
again.
surely,
Much,
surely.
much
Thank you
love to
so
you.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
See you. Bye bye.